All hour long. We're holding a membership drive for ChildSafe. They are the only child advocacy center here in Bexar County. They provide treatment for children and their families who have been dealing with or traumatized by abuse. The membership drive is open right now. The phone number for your donations is 226-9994, and we'll be talking more about ChildSafe throughout the hour. It's all ahead. Something else that's going on this morning here in the San Antonio Living Studios. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we've partnered with ChildSafe here in San Antonio to do a membership drive. And this is very important to you, the community, very important to us here at San Antonio Living. We are trying to raise money for the only child advocacy center in Bexar County. So we have people standing by in our newsroom, and they are taking your phone call this morning. If you can do $5, that's fabulous. If you can do $10, that is also great. Whatever you can do. Remember, these are the folks who take care of children here in San Antonio and Bexar County who have been abused and neglected, and they are the only agency that we have for that. So it's very important to support them. The phone number is 226-9994. Please call throughout the hour. We would love to hear from you. And of course, we'll be talking a little bit more about ChildSafe and what they do here in San Antonio.
Cause.
It is a great cause.
They're so great.
And they've been doing a lot of things in social media this entire month. I'm sure you've heard about the Cardboard Kids campaign.
Of course.
I had Cardboard Kid Kelly. That's Dallas, our intern, with my Cardboard Kid Kelly.
She's so
People
cute.
have been spotting these things all over San Antonio. So I told Dallas, I'm like, Dallas, take mine out, put it somewhere, because the goal of the Cardboard Kids is for them to travel about and raise awareness. Well, it made it all the way to SAC. So Cardboard Kid Kelly was last spotted at San Antonio College. Yes, she is. And so a lot of different people are taking pictures with her and posting them. All you need to do is use the hashtag CardboardKidsSA, and you'll see so many different pictures of these cardboard kids. Now, I know we have a very cool story about some found cardboard kids. Who are these guys?
We do. Okay, so these guys were spotted right behind the Spurs bench at a Spurs game.
Very cool.
So they had the best seats in the house.
I love that.
And they didn't know what to do with them exactly. So they got Marco Bellinelli, who's a very strong Spurs player.
He had a great game on Friday.
He had a great. He's great at threes. Won the 3-point contest. They had him sign it. So he's actually signed these cardboard kids.
These are autographed cardboard
They're autographed
kids
by Marco Bellinelli. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And what a great cause that is. And for the Spurs to get involved with it, it just escalates it so much more. And we're so excited for that. But we want to know from you, what do you think we should do with these guys now?
How much would you pay for that?
How much would you pay for them? Should we auction them off?
We should.
We probably should.
I think that would be awesome. If you'll give us, like, you call us and tell us, and let us know what you would pay for this. How many do we have?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Five
little guys
kids
there.
Autographed by Marco Bellinelli of the San Antonio Spurs. Let us know how much you would pay for those, and we will see if they will go home with you.
I think we should get that started.
Cool.
That's a great cause.
Now, the Cardboard Kids is also what we're talking about on Facebook.
Yes, you know I love to chat with our viewers on Facebook. And like you said, these have been sprung around all of San Antonio. And what better way to get involved with than just spreading the word and just sharing it everywhere. So we wanted to talk to you about that today on Facebook. That's what we're asking. Have you seen these guys around town? Have you seen the Cardboard Kids anywhere in San Antonio? We want you to share your pics. Tell us where you've seen them, and we'll be sharing your pictures later on in the show. Just find us at facebook.com/news4sa.
All right. Thanks, Denise. Welcome back to San Antonio Living. That is volunteers from ChildSafe. They're taking your donation this morning. It's a membership drive. We're trying to raise funds to take care of children here in San Antonio and Bexar County who have been abused and neglected. And of course, the phone number for you to call to make a donation is 226-9994. And of course, the reason we're doing this is because April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we're doing our part to get the word out about preventing abuse. But there's an organization here in San Antonio that does their part and so much more every day. And that organization is ChildSafe. Here's Alana with more.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
I always see like people playing electric and then people like country style, and I thought that was cool. So when my mom asked me if I wanted to join guitar, I'm like, Sure.
It's hard to believe he only learned to play 7 months ago.
It's really fun because then you could just play whatever your heart tells you. When you practice, you practice. You learn a lot of songs. And I learned a lot so far. And I just love guitar.
This is Daniel. At least that's what we're calling him for his protection. Daniel is a survivor.
When we walked into ChildSafe, we felt safe, not just the child, but the whole family, that there was protection and information and support.
ChildSafe is a haven for abused children in Bexar County, the area with the highest confirmed rates of child abuse in the entire state.
Over 6,000 cases were confirmed in San Antonio, which is higher than Harris County, which is Houston and Dallas.
Daniel was just 5 years old when he was rescued from an abusive situation. He was brought to this child advocacy center in an attempt to help him heal.
It's taboo to talk about the horrific crimes that are happening to children in our community. People need to be educated on it. They need to talk about it. You know, if we don't talk about it, the children and the individuals who are suffering these crimes continue to suffer in silence.
ChildSafe offers treatment to abused children and their supportive family members. The organization provides a safe environment where agencies involved in child abuse cases can share information and coordinate treatment sensitive to each child. And the approach is simple.
If you break your arm and you sustain a trauma to your arm, you walk into an emergency room, they're not going to shake your arm to assess whether or not that has been broken. They're going to treat it very gently. We're going to do the same.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
And Daniel's family says ChildSafe has made all the difference in helping him move past the trauma. He's learned to trust again and to feel again.
If it's music lessons that the child would like to get, then we're obviously going to get them connected with music lessons. If it's horseback riding lessons, we're going to get them connected with horseback riding lessons. If it's art lessons or singing lessons or karate lessons or football or basketball, whatever it is, we're going to pick up the tab on that.
I never heard of it till I had to go through it. And now I want to be the strongest advocate for ChildSafe. It's not just for the child, but it's for the parents and the family and anyone around them to become strong.
And Kim Abernathy is joining us this morning. She is the CEO of ChildSafe, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about ChildSafe and what they do here in San Antonio. But a quick update on Daniel. As we were watching that package, Kim told me that Daniel started off mute. He wouldn't talk after his abuse.
Right.
And so in that story, we're seeing him sing for the first time, and it's all because of the recovery process that ChildSafe got him on the right road to recovery. It's an amazing story.
It is. It's really amazing.
There are a lot of stories like that. I know you see success stories coming out of ChildSafe all the time, but I want to go back because the biggest number that scared me the most is the fact that close to 6,000 children were abused or neglected in this area in 2013.
Yeah.
That's a huge
And
number.
I think it's note that that's confirmed.
The ones that are
confirmed
reported,
abuses, because we
right?
know that a lot of kids don't report and a lot of families don't report, which is why creating awareness and people to know the signs to look for are very important.
Why is it that here in this area we have the highest incident of child abuse out of all of Texas?
You know, that's the question that people ask us the most, and we don't have any kind of empirical scientific data, but we do know that we have high rates of unemployment, we have high rates of teen pregnancy, we have high rates of drug abuse and alcohol abuse, and those are factors that factor in to high rates of child abuse.
And that's why it's so important to get the word out about ChildSafe, what you guys do, because if you are a parent who needs help, if you're someone who knows a family that needs help, this is the organization that you need to go to. I've done work with ChildSafe in the past. I think the thing that is so wonderful about you is that you have so many services under one roof, and it makes it very easy for someone to begin the process of rebuilding. Let's talk about some of the different services you offer at ChildSafe.
Well, you know, we work work very closely with what we call our multidisciplinary partners, and that's law enforcement, both at SAPD and Bexar County Sheriff.
Okay.
We work with the District Attorney's Office for prosecution. We worked very closely with Child Protective Services. We work with Medical Services. We work with Center for Miracles that does forensic pediatrics. And so what happened in the past, before there was children's advocacy centers, all these agencies were working hard to do their particular part, but they weren't necessarily talking to each other. So a big component of what we do is bringing everybody together, talking and moving cases along.
Okay.
So we want to get the perpetrator. That's the main thing. Right. But then we provide services for the family. Our center is trauma focused, and so we believe that it's not just the child that suffers from the trauma, it's the whole family, the family that's non-offending, or the people that are supportive.
Okay.
And so we provide counseling. We do forensic interviews, which is usually the starting point, so the child only has to tell their story one time.
Right.
It's videotaped, it's but with trained forensic interviewers.
So all of this takes money, and of course, you know, that's why we're here this morning, not only to bring awareness to the community about ChildSafe and what you do, but also because we need money to do this. And that's why we've got a phone bank here accepting your donations this morning. We're calling it a membership drive, because whether you can donate $5 or $10, this is something that we would like for you to be a part of for life. We would love for you to be a member for life. Donate once a year if you can. On your screen, just some quick information about what your donation does. As little as $25 can help a child here in San Antonio. If you can do up to $500, that will cover counseling for children who are abused or neglected here in San Antonio. So whatever you can do. I'm over here. I know I'm a little bit far, but I'm not hearing the phones ring this morning. So I would love for you to pick up the phone and make a donation right now. The phone number is 226-9994.
And I would like to point out something. This is this membership drive is a match. University Health Systems gives us $175,000, and so that's a challenge. We'd like to match that and make it, that gift double that.
Again, University Health System matching the donation. So if you call in right now and donate 50, University Health System will donate 50, making it a $100 donation for ChildSafe. Kim, thank you so much. Very good to see you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, guys, on San Antonio Living, we've got more information about ChildSafe and some of the things that they provide. And again, the membership drive is open. It's your opportunity to help a child. Give us a call right now, make a donation, and make a difference. Your donation is being matched by University Health System. The phone number to call is 226-9994. We'll be right back.
Before she came to ChildSafe, she didn't smile, she didn't like school, she believed she was to blame for the abuse, and that there was something wrong with her instead of with her abuser. But someone in her life and the lives of many other children noticed their pain. Their teachers, their mothers, their friends, their doctors noticed their pain. Their arrival at ChildSafe is the first step on the path from victim to survivor.
And it is oftentimes a long path, but of course there is an organization here in town that helps children recover, and that is ChildSafe. And Randy McGibney is joining us this morning to talk a little bit more about the kids that you treat at ChildSafe, and then of course how to talk to your own children about child abuse. It's good to see you. Glad that we're getting this information out there. I want to start with statistics, because it's very shocking to me how many children are dealing with abuse, especially in Bexar County. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused before their 18th birthday. That frightens me. That means in my daughter's group of friends, one of them has already been abused or will be abused. That's scary for parents to think.
Absolutely. The numbers are just through the roof, and our numbers in San Antonio they corroborate those national numbers that we're talking about here. And I think it's important to know that when we're talking about children who've been abused and the 5,846 confirmed victims of child abuse, not cases, those are the number of victims that we have in San Antonio. We're talking about children who are being abused by their perpetrators, and they're being abused by people that they know. Roughly 95% of those kiddos are being abused by individuals that they know inside the home. And out of those 95%, probably about 60 or 70% of them are caregivers inside the home.
Okay, so you have to talk to your kids about what is appropriate, what is not appropriate, and you need to teach them to come to you. Because as a parent, you might not know that this is going on right under your nose. You know, it might be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, someone who's in the house with you, and as you know, the other person, you want to turn the other cheek. And you just need to talk to your kids and believe them when they come to you, because a lot of times kids will reach out and we don't even realize it.
Right. And I think the thing that's important about that is that you have to believe them unconditionally.
Right.
You can't question your kids. And the thing about it is that we have to be willing to have those types of conversations with children. And right now, I don't think our community is ready to do that.
Right.
I think we're moving in that direction. The more awareness, the more we're able to talk about it, the easier it becomes for children to come forward. What I really love about the Cardboard Kids campaign is that here's a child-friendly way to show children who are being abused that maybe haven't made an outcry yet, that you have all these adults throughout the entire city who are standing behind you, who are willing to protect you. You know, there's a number of books out there, a number of age-appropriate things that you can read to your children to get them to understand the boundary that surrounds their body. Children have a right to say no to adults. And we do a disservice to our children when we say you have to obey 100% of the things that adults do.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true. If somebody's touching you in an inappropriate way, children need to know that they can come forward. And there's no set age that we really want to look at. We want to start having these conversations at a very early age and really empower these children to really speak up.
I'll tell you what, it's so important to have this conversation, and whether you use the Cardboard Kids campaign or a book to get it started, just do it today. I want to put up the ChildSafe information because you guys have a lot of great resources on the website as well. If you're a parent and you don't know how to start this conversation, check out the ChildSafe website. It's childsafe-sa.org. If you need help, if you need to report something, there's a phone number on your screen as well. It's 675-9000. You can also get more information by calling ChildSafe here in San Antonio. All right, guys, we need to keep those phones ringing. We've got volunteers in studio. Some of the things we just talked about, they take money to make these things happen. The counseling, the recovery. We need your donations this morning. The phone number is there on your screen. It's 226-9994. The membership drive is open, and this is your opportunity to help a child. We'll be right back. Welcome back to San Antonio Living. This morning we're talking about preventing abuse, and joining us to talk a little bit more, Dr. Monica Gonzalez is here. She's the Associate Medical Director of School-Based Clinics for University Health System. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about spotting abuse and why it even happens, for that matter. I know you see a lot of children and you see a lot of parents. What do you think, how does this start? I know parents expect a lot, and that's oftentimes how things get going when it comes to child abuse.
Yes, I think most parents don't want to hurt their children. I think many times it happens because they're frustrated.
Right.
And so sometimes it's just stress, family stress, they have relationship stress, maybe they've lost their jobs, they're not sure where they're going to live perhaps next week or next month, and so these things can contribute. Sometimes it's just immaturity on part of the parent, or unrealistic expectations of the child. Perhaps they expect a 2-year-old to just sit and wait here for me, and of course the 2-year-old is very impulsive, is not there yet developmentally, and so the parent may feel frustrated. So it's a variety of reasons.
Okay, and any time that frustration happens, as a parent, you've got to reach out and get help. We also have a responsibility as a member of this community to keep our eye out for things, and keep our eye out for children who may be neglected or may have been abused. What are some things to look for?
Definitely. So some things that are pretty obvious would be things like welts or burns or injuries that are not explained well, that just don't make sense. Other things would be change in behavior in these children. So sometimes they will become more scared or anxious, or perhaps more aggressive, nightmares, sleeping problems, even sometimes change in eating patterns, problems with school, and now a student who perhaps was doing very well and now the grades have dropped. It's risk-taking behaviors in older children, you know, drug abuse, and running away.
We had the statistic earlier, 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 6 boys will be abused. So as a grown-up in this community, it's my duty to keep an eye on that, because if a parent isn't going to report it, there's got to be a backup system, and that's all of us here in San Antonio. What are some other things to look out for?
Well, if a child comes to you and seems not quite right, this is a child that you know, I think it's okay to ask, what's going on? What happened? Are you okay? And then always believe children, especially with sexual abuse. They very rarely will lie about that. And so I think something important is that the children know that you're going to believe them and that they're not going to get in trouble for talking to you about this.
Okay, it is so important that you get the conversation started. For more information about how to do that, you can contact ChildSafe. They're here in San Antonio and Bexar County, childsafe-sa.org, or call the number on your screen. Now, to report abuse or neglect, there is the Texas Abuse Hotline. That's txabusehotline.org, or call the 800 number on your screen. It's 252-5400, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to San Antonio Living. We are here in our phone bank looking for donations for ChildSafe San Antonio. The number is at the bottom of your screen. We would love for you to call in this hour. Ray Battaglia is here. He's with the ChildSafe board. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Tell me why this is an organization that's important to you and that you're a part of.
Well, you know, I didn't know anything about ChildSafe until my stepfather-in-law here, Larry Matthews, called me and said, would you like to be on the board? And you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Abusing a child is just unfathomable. It's unforgivable. And so that was what really got me started. But as I've been involved in ChildSafe, what I've come to realize is that we convict the perpetrator to a number of years, sentence them to a number of years, but these kids are sentenced to a lifetime of dealing with child abuse. And if they get to ChildSafe or an organization like ChildSafe, none of the things that are going to happen to them have to happen. They don't have to be drug addicts. They don't have to be dropouts. They don't have to be teen pregnancies.
I'll tell you what, I can tell you're very passionate about this, and I know a lot of people have the same passion as you, and we would love for you guys to donate. Use your passion for that. You have a challenge.
I tell you what, I will write a check for $1,000.
$1,000.
If someone else will call in with a $1,000 donation or 2 $500 donations.
Okay,
$1,000
or $500, whatever you can do, you will match it. I really appreciate that.
Sure.
I want to give everyone the phone number again. It's at the bottom of your screen. It is 226-9994, the number to call, and let us know if you can match that donation. All right, let me put up some information on the screen for you about ChildSafe. They're serving San Antonio and Bexar County, and of course, we want to put up the abuse and neglect phone number as well. It's 800-252-5400, and that's if you would like to, if you need to report abuse or neglect. And we've been talking on Facebook all morning long. You guys have been sharing your pictures with Denise. I know you've got a bunch on Facebook.
We've got a bunch. Let's see how many we can get to. Our first one comes from Adriana. She saw this guy at the Autism Walk, and we'll share you one more. This one's from Mary. She found this guy on the northeast side of San Antonio at Intertech Flooring.
I love it. And if you guys make a $50 donation, we'll give you a signed cardboard kid from Marco Bellinelli. Thank you everyone who donated this morning. We'll see you next time.